Hey, this is Matteo Lane.
I'm Emma Willman.
And this is Inside the Closet.
Inside the Closet. When'd you get... We're starting?
Yeah.
All right, we're back.
We're back. I'm still jet lagged. I was in Italy for a week.
How long is the flight?
The flight back was just... I mean, that scene in Home Alone where they're, like, running through the airport was me and my sister. I mean, just stressed beyond belief.
Your sister is ripped.
Yeah, she's super ripped. Every Italian kept looking. If you don't know her, the Kate Stir on Instagram.
Like, she's really ripped.
She's
like,
tagged my photos.
She seems, like, professionally ripped.
She is. She's an IFBB pro. Which, in that's, like, the world... That's, like, the... Like, I wouldn't even know how to describe it. Like, it's a... I don't even know what IFBB stands for.
And that's, like, what her official job is?
Yeah.
Wow.
But she's not, like, one of those You just go look her up. You'll see. She's
she looks great.
She's in perfect shape.
But she looks like a professional. Like, you know, sometimes
She
when
is.
someone's like, okay, that's a bodybuilder, that's a model, and
Right.
then that's the others.
Right.
She's a bodybuilder.
Yeah. Oh, she's a total pro.
Did people think that you guys were a couple?
No, I mean, listen. No.
You got that taken care of. Not with this prancing.
But I mean, in Italy, I passed for straight.
I know.
Which is crazy.
Did you get hit on by any girls?
First of all, so I had sex with, I didn't even have sex. I only hooked up with one guy.
We got to get all the details.
I can't because I think I look like everybody there. I think I may have said this already, but no one, and I speak the language, no one gives a shit about me.
So it's not like, it's like special.
No, I'm not exotic at all.
Right.
It'd be like hooking
But you're
up.
American and you're a comedian.
They don't even know what a comedian is.
Damn it.
They have no clue.
So would you ever lie?
Oh, but I'm really bad at lying. What could my job be?
You could be like,
a spy.
Damn, I almost said you sold auto insurance, which probably would get you less ass than anything else.
That's the first thing.
I don't know. I panicked. Wait, what would you say that would help you get a lot of guys?
Emma, that would get no one. It would get no one.
What if you own?
Well, you would think a comedian would do it, but it doesn't.
What if you own a series of very successful bakeries? Is that sexy?
I would just use whatever I learned from the British Bake Off.
And I guess I'm just thinking that because I'm hungry.
If they said, what would you do with it? Your sponges rather dry. Like every time you talk about your bakery, go into a British accent.
We got to figure out a job where if you were to lie, would be like a hot job.
I thought listen, I told this guy in Grindr I'm a comedian. His answer was bullshit and then blocked me. I don't know. I gotta get off Grindr. But okay, so I was in Sicily. This story is gonna blow you away.
And also, were you on the hunt? Like when you were out there,
I was
hunting.
Oh, in a tree in full camouflage with like a gay gun.
Out to get it. Are you
Yeah.
open with your sister like that? Like, does she know?
Yeah. She knows. She knew.
She's like, he's on the prowl.
Oh yeah, I was like searching for dick.
Okay.
And I had my friend Claudio, who is gay. He took us all around Rome. I mean, him and I are just friends. But like, I kept saying to him, I was like, you have to find me a husband.
Find me something.
And he didn't find me anything.
That motherfucker.
He did find me a great bowl of spaghetti alla matriciana, which is really good.
In some ways, I don't know if this is where I'm at right now, but a nice bowl of spaghetti could be the equivalent. That might be love.
More trustworthy. So I was in Sicily. So I was going to Sicily for a wedding, right? And I had been talking to this guy in Sicily, and we were just chit-chatting.
Through an app?
Through Grindr.
Okay, yeah.
And then he started following me. I shouldn't say this out loud because he's whatever. So he started following me on Instagram. So I did something. This is okay. I'm telling you, this story is crazy.
Also, this should give people hope if you're trying to get with Matteo, which I would assume would be just billions of people. That if you if you go from Grindr to Instagram,
Clay Aiken tried hitting on me on Grindr.
Oh, we have so much to talk about. All right, so tell the story.
The best part about that is he kept me like, "Ha, it's me, it's Clay." Like, somebody. I was like, "I know it's Clay."
We know you
And
are.
then he sent a picture of himself holding a picture of me.
Creepy.
And he was like, just proving to you it's me. I'm not catfishing you. I'm like, of course you're not catfishing. Who would catfish with Clay?
Unless they're into some like weird freak fetish.
I know you would pick like anyway.
Anybody.
So I'm on Instagram, like the live Instagram live. You can do like your own little show, which I never do. But I was bored in my hotel room, and I was like, okay, like I'll do a show, and there's a beautiful view and stuff. It was actually a villa,
nice.
And so as I'm talking, I'm saying, oh yeah, I'm going to a wedding tonight, and someone goes, oh, let's see the outfit. So I my bag and show them this is my blue jacket, my blue pants. I couldn't find my buttoned up shirt. And now I'm like far away, like a villa, not near a store. And I have 1 hour to get to this wedding. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. So that guy messages me from Grindr on Instagram and he goes, I have a white shirt. Do you need one?
Hello,
and
how
I was like,
helpful.
I know. So I was like,
actually, I do.
I was like, yes. And so I gave him the address, a complete stranger off Grindr, and he, on his moped, comes up like 20 minutes later with 4 white shirts.
I love him.
Gives me one. It fits perfectly. Worked for the wedding. And then, of course, my friends who we met there, his name was Mike, and he's British. He was like, oh, you get so many good deals off Grindr, don't you? So then I, went to the wedding. It was fine. And then in true Italian form, he, kept like texting me like,
of course, he just gave you a shirt.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you guys, if that was like lesbians, you guys would be married.
Well,
if some girl swooped in, gave a clothing item, and then didn't like, and you didn't have to put up with like 3 hours of small talk. I mean,
it was...
So he gave you the shirt and then left?
Well, yeah, but then he came back like at 3 a.m.
Yeah, he did. Exactly.
And we sat, and he's closeted. So he was...
And he told you that up front?
Yeah. He had such a thick Sicilian accent. Not dick. I mean, his dick's great, but we'll get to that in a minute. But I only speak standard Italian, so like I just was like I kept making repeat stuff because he didn't speak English, and I was like, wait, say it clear, and then he would like whatever. So the communication was just like 80% as opposed to 100%. Well, whatever. So he was like, well, we have to see each other, and keeps like messaging me. He's like, I'm in love with you. I'm like, okay, let's just calm down. So then the last night, I was at my cousin's mom's house.
When did you hook up? The same night he gave you the shirt?
No, we hooked up the next night.
I'm impressed that he even waited, that he wasn't like, here's the shirt contingent upon.
Oh no, he came, dropped off the shirt, we had a smoke, and then he left.
Wow.
So the next night, I snuck him in.
He was playing the long game. That's what that was.
Well, listen to this. So I sneak him into the house, right?
Sister's there.
Me and my sister are staying at this place. But she knew he was coming,
right.
But I just didn't want my cousin to hear. Whatever. So right. I sneak him up, and then, we start making out or whatever, and he's so dramatic in Italian. If, like, the wind moved, he would jump and hide behind the bed because he was afraid. But then he takes off his bracelet, which I'm sure was 75 cents from H&M. Gives it to me and goes, I want you to have this so whenever you look at it, you will always remember me. And then he kept like caressing my face, being like, ma tu sei troppo, troppo, troppo bello. And I was like, it was so much. I at one point literally thought like,
he's extra.
Oh, it was but that's standard for an Italian.
Whew.
I know. And I was like, all right. And then now he keeps texting me every day. He's like, let me know when you wake up. I'm like, that's enough already. I got the shirt. But, how about that? I got a free shirt
That's
from
amazing.
Off Grindr.
Now, so what was the hookup like? And was he more feminine or more masculine?
No, masculine.
Oh, great.
He's attivo, which means up top.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the hooking up was good?
We just made out for a long time, and then, I like touched his dick, and...
Could you see the penis getting hard under the pants? Or do you take his pants off?
There's no scene. There's just sort of feeling.
Right.
But he kept saying, like, it takes time. I guess the way to say, like, for your dick to get hard, they use svegliere, which means wake up.
Right.
So he kept being like, it needs to wake up. But he was like, I saw it. It was super hard. It was big.
It's awake.
Sicilians, they all have big dicks.
I don't know. Is that a stereotype of Sicilians?
Yeah. Of Italians, especially.
I love that you had sex. I didn't have
sex. We just sort of, like, third grade hand job.
Ah.
We didn't even come.
Really?
Well, because it was not the time to do it.
I always wonder about that because then this is like I feel like this is like a perfect segue in because we got some questions in, so we'll get to some questions too. But I had a question about penises where I was wondering
let me tell you about the bees and the bees.
Where does the cum go if it doesn't come?
What do you mean?
Like I picture the cum and I've been with guys before, so I've seen it. I've seen the deal and watched tons of porn.
I want you to apologize for what you just said because you made it plural. And I think you mean the guy you were with.
There was in the penis the cum is brewing in the balls.
Sure, it's always in there. It's not just brewing at that time.
Really?
It's just brewing all day.
I thought it was only brewing when the penis got hard.
No. It's brewing all day.
Okay, so
it's not like
I don't think so.
Yes, it's not like when you get hard, the balls are like, let's go.
No, that is what happens.
Like that scene in Titanic where they're just like, they're getting the engines going and like putting them in the fire. And,
that is what happens. That's why then it has to come.
It's just, it already has the cum in it. And when you're hard, it releases the cum.
I don't think so.
Emma!
No, but let me tell you, because think about it. Then where does the pee go if there's already cum in there?
What do you mean, where does the pee go? The pee is from a different part. The pee is from your bladder. No, the pee is it's from your bladder.
Oh, I thought some of the pee was in the balls. What? I don't know what's going on.
What are you talking about? This can't be the first. Are you?
Wait, I thought maybe. No, I swear to God, I thought that the pee would go down. I knew the bladder, but then I thought it would go down and like store in the balls.
How are you making the penis more complicated than the vagina? The balls have sperm in it always.
I don't know
and
about that.
And then there's a bladder separate.
Okay, that makes sense, but having sperm in them always. No, because then someone's like, oh, they drained my balls. I've seen that.
Once you fuck and you release all the sperm, but then it slowly starts to produce it again. Not even slowly, because some people come like an hour later.
Right.
But it doesn't just produce when they're...
So the cum is in there, so there's just cum sitting in everybody's balls right now.
Isn't that right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm getting confirmation from a gay outside.
We got two guys outside.
I know, but it's... Okay.
Wow.
Well, now I'm worried if that's absolutely not true.
So then the penis gets hard, and then
when the penis gets hard, it's like basically like liftoff. Like it's making it okay now for the cum to come out.
Because
that's why you can't pee when you're hard.
Right, because I thought the reason you couldn't pee when you were hard was because their cum was in the balls where the pee couldn't be. They were canceling each other out. But now this makes sense.
Did you ever think that like your balls get bigger if you had to go pee?
Yeah.
No.
I totally believe this. This I get, but I don't think that there is cum in them all the time.
Emma.
So, because I always wondered.
There is cum in it all the time.
Between the two of us, I would no, I always wondered if the penis didn't come. If the penis didn't come when it was hard, then where would the cum go? But I guess this means,
you really are a lesbian.
But so then I guess I always wondered what happened to all the cum. But now this makes sense.
Yeah, it's just there. That's why you get blue balls, because when you're like about to come and you don't come, then it like kind of gets your like balls swell.
But that I thought proved my theory. I thought that proved my theory because it's like the cum didn't get to release.
Well, it's kind of, yeah, the cum's not being released.
Because it was brewing and brewing and brewing.
But your theory is half outside of the bladder part, which
That I can see is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But then the cum is brewing and brewing and brewing, and then
it kind of is. I'm sure, like when you're getting hard and you're whatever, like it's juicing up. Yeah, I'm sure.
Let's get it.
Right?
Yeah, that's definitely what I picture happening. And then it's like, whoa. That's what the impression I was under.
Okay.
Well. So now I just learned a lot, actually.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Now, so we had a question. That's so funny. That's a question I didn't even really realize I had.
Yeah. Well, you know what? When I was in 5th grade and we learned about cum and like sperm and eggs and stuff, I somehow missed the fact that the penis is supposed to go into the vagina. So I just thought that the sperm swam across the bed. I thought they were like, let's go.
Was that what you were hoping happened?
I mean, yeah. Oh, fuck, I have to get a wipe. At least I could just come by myself and the sperm will do the rest of the work.
I could just come in peace. I don't even think when we were learning about sex that the idea of queerness or gay people was ever brought up.
Well, my 7th grade sex ed teacher, Mr. Wool, the rumor about him is that he drank so much Mountain Dew that he had no sperm left. He pointed to the male butthole and said, "This is an exit sign only!" So, which I now wish I could go back in time and be like, then I fail.
Right, homophobic.
But I didn't even get it then. I was just like, well, yeah, that's where poo comes out. I mean, I just, I was kind of I was like naive. I was like in a bubble.
A kid.
Yeah. But I felt like all the other kids, they were like downloading porn and printing out pictures and bringing it to class, and just they were more advanced than me, and I was still playing Pokemon with my cousin.
Right. The age
who's
of
also
innocence.
Gay.
The age of innocence. Well, you want to avoid sex ed when it's stuff that's not relatable to you. I always thought sex ed was kind of like boring. Or I was like, when are we going to get to the good stuff? But I didn't know what the good stuff was. I just knew I wasn't really into whatever the hell was being talked about.
You just wanted to hear about penises and vaginas. Well, it was just so taboo.
I love watching penises. I always watch straight porn now.
Why?
Always. I don't know. I just like.
How about that with Ted Cruz?
I didn't see that.
Ted Cruzing. He just watched. I guess he liked. What did he do? He liked a picture of like straight porn or something.
And now he's saying, if it was gay porn, that scandal would be like.
Oh, it would be just so
epic.
much more juicy.
So epic.
But there were lesbians in it, so I mean, But for some reason, straight men don't associate women having sex as lesbians.
Right. Well, because they'll sometimes, I mean, in those porns, the lesbian sex, quote unquote lesbian sex, is like put on display for the guy watching it, not...
It's not real lesbian
sex.
Which
I wouldn't even want to watch myself.
What is real lesbian sex?
Well, that is perfect because it goes into one of the questions we got.
Oh, great.
But...
Wait, how can people email us?
Oh, this is the email. The email is...
And we'll post it.
I almost was about to say the email for a different show that
911@gmail.com.
I wish. It was... our email is insidetheclosetpodcast@gmail.com.
Perfect. All right, what's the question?
And you can ask... I just asked how cum brewing works, so don't be shy, guys. Okay, so the question we got was... This to me, I was surprised was a question. I was like, what? Doesn't every single person know this? But the person asking the question and the friend that gave it to them to ask, both were like, we don't know.
Okay.
So they said, what is a top and what is a bottom?
Oh, come on. What is this?
I said, isn't it kind of explanatory? And
what is this?
She said she was like, I know that I should know, but I don't really understand, like, what does a top do and what does a bottom do?
I mean...
A bottom complains and a top gets angry.
Yes. Done.
Is the gist of it.
I always say you can tell someone's a bottom on Grindr if they're smiling in their profile picture.
Hilarious. That's so funny.
Listen.
That's really funny.
And we'll get to top and bottom in a second. I saw a guy at the gym today, skin white as the driven snow, freckles, red hair, total ginger, had the Irish tattoo. I thought, is the Irish tattoo necessary?
Right. Did you need it? We get it.
It's a little...
You are a leprechaun.
The top is you stick it in, and the bottom you just bear down.
Right. So it's like just in the literal sense, someone is on top of someone else and
I bought him last night.
Good for you. Oh, so you had more sex than just the Italian guy?
But this is the guy that's been going on for a while.
Married guy?
We're going to call him Mr. X in light or in honor of Howard Stern.
And this is the married guy?
No, that's over with.
Oh, really?
Well, he hasn't texted me back, so I guess it's over with.
Maybe his husband found the phone.
What if he just texts me back right now? He didn't.
I'm trying to find this other question, because the other question was this was more complicated. But also, top and bottom stuff, some people can be versatile. And with lesbians, it'll be like...
I like how you said versatile.
Versatile.
But versatile...
Is that a whole other thing?
No, I just liked how you pronounce. It reminds me when people go on Judge Judy and they start talking, but they don't actually know what you know what I mean. Like they start using
just
words.
Trying to use the word.
Yeah, they're like, "Well, Your Honor, it was of the time had been of therefore when I was at 4 p.m." Like you don't talk that way. Just talk how you talk.
Right. I feel like with lesbians it'll be because I like someone who's definitely a bottom. I like that. But with lesbians...
You just like weaker... Not weaker, that's the wrong word. Like a really submissive...
But I wouldn't mind like
women.
A bossy bottom. But then the porn that I was watching more recently is very embarrassing.
What did you watch?
I've never felt shy about a porn before. And I feel shy about this.
Furry porn?
Nope. I'd admit that happily.
Go on.
I don't know why I feel shy about this.
Well, you're going to say
I can't find the question, so I'm going to tell you guys the gist of it. But,
yeah.
Okay, the porn was... And I've been watching it since like December. It'd be like role play, like stepmom and much younger son porn. Mm-hmm. But it'd be like where the mom, like the stepmom had like all the agency would be like coming in and kind of like coming on to the guy and being like, I'm going to blow you before your dad gets home. Sometimes I would like it where it'd be like the stepson would be coming in and like forcing the mom to have sex. But then also I liked it when the stepmom one would be like, coming on to the son.
So you watch like acting porn? Because I've given up with the acting.
Or the amateur one, it says it's real. I don't think it is, but I'll watch. I mean, stepson. If they say like actual incest stuff, then I hope that that's fake, and I'll watch that shit too. But I don't like brother and sister. I like some kind of a power dynamic. So in the stepmom one, the woman is like the quote. I would consider the woman to be a top because I feel like straight people have kind of tops and bottoms too. They just always think the top is the guy, but the woman could be the more dominant one also, right?
I don't know. Bottoming, you have to douche, and it's a whole thing,
right? But
I mean, I guess I get what you're saying, but also, I don't know.
Straight people just don't break it down like that necessarily, unless they're into kink.
I just think it might be just a different thing. It's in the same way when they're like, when they talk to gay couples, like, who's the man and who's the woman?
Right.
And
See,
it's
I like that secretly.
No one's the man and the woman.
I like that. I always am like, I'm the man. I'm the man one. I say that like all the time.
It's okay. Well, let's talk about it.
I say I'm the man one.
Do you want to be a man?
I don't know. know, because right now I think no.
Are we stepping into trans? Are you trans territory?
I don't. When
I've got plenty of answers.
When I have sex, I always like to role play that I'm a guy.
Yeah.
But that's a problem in my relationship now. I think the person I'm with now is straight, but because straight, or like 98.9% straight, but because I like to have sex, or I role play I'm a guy, that works. But since I'm not like a penis man,
you can role play and have no, because I've always
want them to call
me
a guy when we're having sex. I always say a boy or a guy. Like no, any essence. Like I remember I was with this girl that was always great about role playing that I'm a guy. Like we would play I'm a frat guy, I'm a daddy, I'm a this, I'm a that,
but
whatever.
How do you not laugh?
Because I'm turned on, I'm into it, and they're like, hot.
I've wanted to role play for so long, but it's just so embarrassing to even think about.
Or sometimes we'll just like talk out scenarios.
Hey, nice practice, coach.
Right.
Just the gayest voice coming out of my mouth.
And then,
hey, coach, have you thought about coach, my back hurts. And that's why I can't watch those porns where it's like the acting, because it's just, I mean, they always like two quote-unquote straight guys, right? And then they're like, oh, the woman didn't show up, but we still have money if you guys want to do something. And they're like, well, I've never done anything like this before. I
love those ones.
Sure.
I love those ones.
So
they've got the gayest voice.
So you wrote, and gayer than mine. I have pretty gay. Actually, someone commented, I was speaking in Italian, and they go, you should speak in Italian more often because you sound a lot more straight.
Ay, ay.
And I was like, I don't know how to break it down to you, but I'm kind of a giant faggot.
Right.
So I don't care.
That's not what I'm going for.
I sound gay? Well, guess what? You should see what else is pretty gay.
Right.
Somehow that makes no sense. Like, guys are like, you should be masculine. But then how mask are you when there's a dick in your butt? That's my friend Pat Powers always says. He's like, how mask are you when your dick is in my mouth? Like, it's not really mask, bro.
Well, if their dick is in your mouth, they could still maintain that sense of like, I'm fucking you.
Okay. Sure. But anyway, so you want to be a boy during sex.
Yeah, I always like role playing that, but then the problem is,
are you complimented if someone mistakes you for a boy?
Yeah, I'll think that's fun. But then sometimes it's tricky with trying to do entertainment stuff, because then that's hard. That's just like that'd be just like so much going on.
I'm going to ask a ridiculously
anything.
I know, but I'm going to ask a question that's going to sound insensitive, but
Let's
or like
hear it.
really personal. But have you given thought?
Yeah, to taking hormones?
About trans?
Yeah, I've thought about it a lot, but it's just, I don't know, it just seems like you'd just be, I don't think I'd ever want to take hormones. It seems like it'd be so much work.
Well, you don't have to take hormones. I think it's like an identity. How do you identify?
I think if I wasn't doing entertainment stuff, because then if I did that while I was doing entertainment stuff, then that would become like the whole thing. And I've spent so much time like working on like, who I am and like assembling a team around that then all of a sudden I was like, and now I'm Joseph or whatever.
That's the name you would pick?
No, I don't know.
Hello, well, let me introduce my friend Joseph.
No, what name
biblical.
Would I pick?
You would go for
I like
a
the name
biblical
Alex.
name. Yeah.
Devin. Dwight.
No.
Darnell.
Stop. Excuse.
Oh, wait, now.
Excuse.
Wait a minute.
Excuse.
All kinds of things. But
So just because of the career? So are you admitting...
I don't know. I always like think about it. I'm really not sure if I was doing something else if I would want to transition. But what happened was after I was with someone that was like always like treating me like a guy, like role playing stuff, then I was with someone who was and that person was queer. That was good about that. Queer sex worker. So she was like fucking down. And then I was with like a lesbian, and that Matteo did not go well because she was like, "Oh, I can't wait to like get in your pussy," and I was like, "And we're done." I was like, "No."
So when you have sex, you want nothing done to your inside?
No,
your
they can
vagina?
do that to me, but they'd have to be like. I remember sometimes that stripper girlfriend, she would be going down to me. She's like, "I'm gonna suck your dick," and I'm like, "Yeah." And then like she'd put a finger inside me, but she'd still be like acting like it was like a whole thing. And usually,
so are you more of a clit girl?
Yeah, and I'll wear strap-ons. I'll come from that.
You'll come from a strap-on?
Yes. And
how are you coming from a strap-on if you're wearing...
Because it gives like friction still.
Oh, on the clit.
Yeah. And I used to love that, but now I don't, now I'm not sexually active at all. I used to be so sexually active, which I'd love to get advice from, if anyone's listening, if you've gone through like...
I mean...
So basically, mom and dad, if you're listening, give me no. But if someone's had like a sexual lull, and then like, how do you bring the spice back? Or if it's gone, does it mean...
there's a spice shop down the road. So stupid.
I got some paprika. I thought I could do something for our relationship. But that's why I think I can be with someone who... Like, I never want to be with someone that's like, I'm straight, but I really like you. I don't like that. I'm good. I've done that a couple times.
Well, you just said you had sex with a lesbian. That was bad.
Oh, so the sex with a lesbian... Oh, you're right, Matteo.
Was she a butch lesbian?
No.
She was a femme lesbian. She was lipstick.
Yes.
Well, you made it sound like I'm going to go in your pussy.
I know. I was surprised when she said that. She was smoking hot. Smoking hot.
So what do you want? You don't like the sex worker. You don't like the lesbian.
No, I love the sex worker.
And you don't. Why do you like her? I think you're a comedian. You love extreme things.
Yeah, but the sex worker,
I just want a handsome man that hates me.
Is that so hard?
Is that too hard?
The sex worker, I was great. Mm-hmm. She was like super queer.
Well, what about it was great?
Where to begin? But the problem that was hard is we didn't have anything in common out of sex.
Fine, but I want to hear about the sex.
The whole relationship was about sex.
Fine.
But when I was with the lesbian right after her?
No, I want to go back to the sex worker. Talk about the sex with her.
She was just like a dirty, like I could do anything to her I wanted. She was like, but she was amazing. She was like.
So was she submissive?
She was submissive, but she could like role play around. Like there was like one role play we'd play where I'd be like a frat guy and she'd be like teaching me how to have sex. But I'd still be like the guy in that, or we'd do like daddy-daughter role playing. We do all kinds of stuff.
So you're always the man.
Always the man.
So, okay, but that worked.
Smoking hot.
But the lesbian didn't work, and then the straight girl didn't work.
Well, the straight girls worked for a little bit.
Are you actually a gay man?
I don't know. Sometimes I'll watch Gay Guy Point, but I'm not attracted to gay guys.
Would you want to fuck a gay guy?
No.
Like a real effeminate gay guy? You said you would.
If I had to have sex with a guy, that would be one of those.
Okay, but so you're not interested in men still?
No.
Okay, so we're staying with women.
Maybe I'm just destined to be alone forever.
But okay, let's not say things we can't take back. I mean, this is becoming wildly extreme.
Because who could I be? Like, who could I be with? I don't even know.
You know, it would be perfect. It would probably be someone like Lindsay Lohan.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
How do you think I could get a hold of her? Like, realistically?
Literally a simple tweet.
I tweeted her?
She seems pretty desperate.
So I'd be like, hey, my friend said you were kind of desperate. And I was just wondering if... Oh my God. You know what I could do? I could tweet at her and be like, hey, like, I don't know how other people responded. I loved your ISIS poem.
Should we read her ISIS poem?
Let's do it.
Let's do it because, okay, so for those who don't know, our first episode was, I think, 6 minutes long.
Yes.
So
I got real trigger happy with the editing.
We're no longer editing. We're going to release the extra part of that episode, though.
But Matteo read Lindsay Lohan, who I guess is my girlfriend now.
So she started writing.
Everyone's invited to the wedding.
She started writing.
I'm not that attracted to her anymore, but you know what? If she's just the only one for me, then it works.
The poem is called "I Want to Fix These Idle ISIS Minds." That's what the poem is called. Okay, so this is her poem. So Lindsay Lohan writes poetry, and then we'll get back to the
she's so creative.
Okay, and by the way, the grammar on this it's already awful.
So I'm dyslexic, I don't
I's, the spelling's awful. Like,
that's my girl.
Sometimes I hear the voice of the one I love the most.
Emma.
But in this world we live of terror. What? In this world we live in of terror. Who I am... God, her grammar is... Who I am to be the girl who is scared and hurt. When most things that happen I cannot explain. I try to understand...
See, what I would say...
Already, it's like, it has one...
I would be... Because I can, in the beginning of a relationship, I'll lay it on thick. I'll be like, see, I love that. Like, I've never... This is
really?
No, I'm lying. But I would
really?
be like... No,
you're going to even lie to this? The grammar is... Okay, when I'm sitting in bed alone
you know what I would
at
say?
3 a.m.
You want to know the line I would use about her grammar?
What?
I would go, the thing to me was... Your poem transcended language, so I didn't...
So are you start relationships off with lies?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Just tell the truth, because eventually the truth is going to come back out.
I'm trying to think if I've started a couple relationships not off with lies. Shout outs to Amy.
Can I just show the last sentence of this?
Please.
I would share my smiles and give too many kisses. And for some reason... No. For some reason, she she capitalized the M in many.
Because she's subliminally putting out for Emma.
I think I don't even know where you're going.
Am I doing too many mental gymnastics?
Yes. But so that's Lindsay. Listen.
You think I should tweet at her? I'll do it right now.
Yeah, let's tweet at Lindsay Lohan right now. I bet you she'll respond. Don't say that she's desperate. That might not happen. But be like, I'm a comedian in New York, and can I take you out for a drink sometime?
No.
Well, then what else are you going to tweet at her? Hey, I saw your ISIS poem and I thought it was hot.
I could say, I'll be like...
Her pictures are so blurry, she looks like a memory.
I'll say...
And she has like a Greek accent now.
I'll say like, what if I say this? What if I go like, hey, it was nice meeting you the other day.
You know who would probably
love
yell
to
back
take you up on coffee. Like make her think that we got together, we met
I think
before.
she's like in Greece right now.
I'll be like, I could be like, hey, I loved you in The Parent Trap. damn.
Okay, well, all right. We'll come back to Lindsay.
We'll come back to Lindsay.
Because I feel like that's a tricky one. You got to get her in. There was a video of her diving into a pool the other day, and her movement was so unnatural and demonic-like.
Really?
She looked like a robot that worked bad. Hard for her. What?
She's had being a child actor's tough. This was the gist of the question, and I'm going to butcher it a little bit, but the question was, and this is a complicated one, so we might need to bring in outside help. But it was basically, and the person was like, I know this could be taken as offensive. I'm just trying to find a safe space to ask it. If someone is gay, so say it's like, if it's a girl who's gay and she likes a more masculine woman, why wouldn't she just be with a guy? And now when someone asked me that, I was like, honestly, I don't know. Because I'm not attracted to masculine women, so I'm like, I have no idea why they would.
I don't know if that, I don't know. It's like if a guy is attracted to really effeminate man,
why wouldn't they just be with a woman?
Because they don't want to be with a woman. Right. Being a man and a woman, I don't think has anything to do with like what you dress like and the personality. I think that's all made up. Like a woman wears a dress and a man wears pants. I think it's just these are just social norms we've made up for ourselves. God, we're getting so meta. So I think like the idea of like a quote unquote effeminate man. I mean, I don't think that. Every man. I mean, that everyone is effeminate and masculine. I don't think that belongs to gender. I
agree with that because it's like, but I understood what she was saying.
Or sexuality. I feel like I said something wrong.
Well, because I remember I was doing a podcast once and this guy,
faggot,
straight cis guy goes, he was like, why would, and he was kind of looking at me like he was upset. Like he was like not feeling
upset that you're a lesbian?
He just was not he was just kind of like,
was it Joel Osteen?
No.
Osteen? What's his name? Joel Osteen?
Oh my God, no. I'm sure he don't think he would have me on his podcast. He's
like a preacher who didn't open his doors to the people in Houston. But cruises opened up their doors to people in the Bahamas.
Of course.
Fucking
They're
Joel
not sadistic.
Osteen.
What a
faggot.
dick. But the person said he was kind of looking at me, he's like, how come some like pretty girls that don't like men, why would they want to date a boyish girl? And I was like, I really have no idea. Like something's gotten cross-wired in their head, which is not the right answer because that's not me like standing up for myself very much. But I was like, I have no idea. Thank God they're out there, but I don't know. I don't know if to me a masculine woman that seems like all the worst of all the worlds.
Why?
Because it's like you take a lot of the good parts of a woman, suck them out, throw them away, smush in the looks of a man. So then you got, because a lot of times the best thing about guys is their personalities, I'll think. No, wait.
What?
Wait.
If anything, that's the worst part about a man.
It's the two worst things. It's like a woman that looks like a man. So it's like, oof, everything has gone haywire.
But I don't know if it works that way. Because
and that's
even
not true because I love my masculine friends.
You and I both have many butch dyke lesbian friends.
Love, who are the best.
And they're the most sensitive.
That's true.
It's the same way that like the bears, like the bear community, they're the ones that are going to cry first.
See how the thing is there's all these things that everybody has this stuff that's like offensive and wrong. I think sometimes people will think that like if you are something, then you don't say anything wrong about that. But there's internalized like all kinds of so many things. Like there's colorism in communities of color. I had an ex who's really light skinned, and she was like, the other light skinned people in my family say stuff against the darker skinned members. So there's like just so many different levels of things that people can like be ist.
Yeah, well, I think definitely with gays, it's all about somehow masculinity has become the thing that people want the most. And but that's where Paul says oppressed people take on the characteristics of the oppressors. Right. And so it was masculine people.
That was RuPaul that said that?
Well, other people have said it, but that's who's coming out in my head right now. But it's true. Like if you're a gay guy, don't act like a fag, don't be a woman, don't do that. There's this idea.
Still fit into societal norms.
Of course, which doesn't make any sense.
Right.
By the way, I've been to speaking of societal norms, I've been to so many weddings this fucking summer.
Me too. I had a great last one.
No, I'm over it. I'm done with it. I don't care where the wedding is. I don't care if
Matteo
you resurrect
is not
Princess
going.
Diana.
Matteo is out.
I'm out.
So before we wrap up, I want to hear about Clay Aiken.
That's it.
So, but it was really him on Instagram?
Yes, and he's been hitting up every other, and I don't hate Clay for, trying to get dick.
Of
Good
course.
for him. But it's like, it was weird to see Clay Aiken. I probably shouldn't even say this.
Now, did he have like pictures, like shirtless pictures?
No, just normal pictures. He's like a normal, nice guy.
Wouldn't he be on Raya? Because there's a site for people where it's like if you're
which they won't let me on. I mean, I'm not famous, but like Carly suggested me for it, and then you can only apply once, and then you're on like a waiting list forever.
Well, that's bullshit because they had, like, Amy Schumer's boyfriend was a furniture maker, so he wasn't famous and he got on. So
did he make furniture for famous people?
There's got to be some connection, but
He's got to have, like, a lot of followers or something.
I don't know. The furniture was really fucking good. But they
Furniture maker.
They add, like, I would think that Clay Aiken, too, would be on Raya.
Every gay is on Grindr. Not every gay, but, like, that's the thing is, like, who needs Raya? Like, it doesn't matter if, like, you're a senator or a hairdresser. You're going to be on Grindr.
So Grindr's, like, the ultimate democracy.
I don't know. It's stressful. It stresses me out. But it's also become, like, the new Candy Crush.
Right.
I'm not even, like, really taking it real.
I got all the points on Grindr.
Yeah.
Well, we want to answer any questions you have, and we won't get offended.
I mean, I hope we...
Famous last words, maybe we will, but I can't imagine.
I hope we're not offensive. I don't
Well, you know
care.
what? I think it's okay to be offensive if you're trying to if you're trying to figure something out. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, I might sound ignorant, but I'm trying to learn. Is this, you know what I mean? As long as it's okay with the person
like,
you're
as long
going
as you
to.
say... As long as it's under the guise of I'm trying to learn.
Right.
So I'm going to say something offensive, just be warned.
And also, if you're not coming in with entitlement, like, you have to go to the person you're trying to learn from a way where they let you know it's okay.
I never wanted to be offensive.
You aren't.
But I remember my father.
This is Liza Minnelli. She's been under the table. She just popped up.
Well, I was in town for the circus. I love the circus.
Were you in it?
Yes. I was training the elephants. And they told me later that they weren't elephants, that they were my sister, Lorna. But I remember my father was always rumored to be gay. And I just know that's not true.
You just know?
Well, he did store the furniture up his asshole. But... that's for another story. I
literally have never seen an interview with the actual
Liza Minnelli.
I never have.
You never saw her in the Home Shopping Network?
Everything I know about her
Alex,
is through
is there
you.
any way you could play like Liza on the Home Shopping Network and like the audio can play through the computer for here?
We'll get that for you guys for. We'll get it in for next time, but for this time, I'm going to tweet at Lindsay Lohan, and I'll let you guys know what happens. And I'll keep tweeting at her until we record next week. So hopefully, I'll get something. And then any questions?
We've been recording for that long. I think it's been like 30 minutes. 40 minutes. Oh, okay, we can.
And Bowen's coming at 6. But
okay.
so
for next week's guest.
So next week's guest, Bowen Yang and Matteo. Follow him on social media.
At Matteo Lane, Matteolane. I mean, that's all I.
And I'm at Emma Willman. I keep it real simple. I'm not naked, but maybe
we gotta take some naked photos together.
Oh my goodness, me naked?
What would your mother say about that?
I would never let her know.
What if she saw it? What would she say?
She wouldn't. She doesn't go to Facebook.
What do you think she'd say? I'm trying to get you to do an impression of your mother.
If I was naked if I posted naked pictures, she'd be like, well, why did you do that? Did you feel like you needed? Did you want to? At this point, I guess I don't care. If you're happy, I guess I don't care. And then my dad would be like, did they give you health insurance? Everything with him.
That's not
health insurance from that? I'm like, from taking naked pictures to like health insurance plan? I'm like, no, I'm not getting health insurance. That's the end of it. It's not happening. It's not happening.
All right, well, where can people find you?
Emma Willman, and on everything, 2 L's and 2 N's. And any questions, you can message us tweet at us, or if you want to be anonymous, then email us at insidetheclosetpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you, guys.
Bye.